A butt of a building or an area of land be next to or have a common boundary with. Synonyms: be adjacent to, border, butt of again. A butt of a building or an area of land be next to or have a common boundary with. Synonyms: be adjacent to, border, butt of again. Apparently in search of handy scapegoats, the Venezuelan leader declared a state of emergency in 5 municipalities that abut Colombia. Travesty: a false, absurd, or distorted representations of something. Synonyms: distortions, perversions, corruptions. Travesty: a false, absurd, or distorted representations of something. Synonyms: distortions, perversions, corruptions. A travesty of justice was Newsweek verdict. Quisling: a traitor who collaborate with an enemy force occupying their country. Quisling: a traitor who collaborate with an enemy force occupying their country. It will take much more than 1 year for the Lib Dem to recover from the bad reputations that they mostly unfairly acquire in governments, as Quislings, softies, and most of all, dissimulators. Surmise: suppose that something is true without having evidence to confirm it. Synonyms: guess, conjecture, suspect. Surmise: suppose that something is true without having evidence to confirm it. Synonyms: guess, conjecture, suspect. Scientists, Cohen surmised, were not reporting their unsuccessful research. Supine: failing to act as a result of moral weakness or indolence. Synonyms: spineless. Supine: failing to act as a result of moral weakness or indolence. Synonyms: spineless. Last year, Shinzo Abe, the Prime Minister, brought in a corporate governance code which required hetero-supine institutions investigator to keep a close eye on firms they invested in. Suborn: bribe or otherwise induce someone to commit an unlawful act. Synonyms: lure, entice. Suborn: bribe or otherwise induce someone to commit an unlawful act. Synonyms: lure, entice. Jealous neighbors easily suborn the bullies into arresting them. Natty: of a person's or an article of clothing smart and fashionable. Synonyms: stylish, dapper, debonair. Natty: of a person's or an article of clothing smart and fashionable. Synonyms: stylish, dapper, debonair. The British Museum, the National Gallery, and the Wallace collections have all flirted with natty continental leaders. Acumen: the ability to make good judgments and quick decisions, typically in a particular domain. Synonyms: acuteness, awareness, acuity. Acumen: the ability to make good judgment and quick decisions, typically in a particular domain. Synonyms: acuteness, awareness, acuity. Literary critics admire his summer reading selections, musician his playlist, scientist and tech entrepreneur his acumen and curiosity. Skiff: a light rowing boat and sculling boat are typically for one person. Skiff: a light rowing boat or sculling boat, typically for one person. He is charged with masterminding an attack by 2 suicide bombers who steered an explosive-laden skiff. Posit: put forward as a fact or as a basis for argument. Synonym: postulate, propound, submit. Posit: put forward as fact or as a basis for argument. Synonym: postulate, propound, submit. Mr. Ansar and his co-authors assume that this margin is 40%. They posit a ratio of expected benefit to cost of 1.4 for every project.